Did you know that 99% of deaths after 70 happen for just 5 reasons? And the shocking truth is, most of them are preventable. Many people assume that aging naturally means declining health, that after a certain age, getting weaker, losing independence, or even facing life-threatening conditions is just part of life. But that's not the full story. The reality, what happens to you in your 70s, 80s, and beyond, is determined by the choices you make today. Some people stay strong, active and independent well into their 90s. Others, unfortunately, suffer from chronic disease, dangerous falls, or mental decline long before they need to. The difference? Knowledge and action. In this video, we're uncovering the 5 leading causes of death after 70, and more importantly, the simple science-backed ways to reduce your risk. Some of these causes may seem obvious, while others will shock you. But one thing is certain, understanding them could add years, even decades to your life. So stay with me until the end, because this information isn't just about numbers, it's about your future, your health, and the choices that could change everything. Let's get started. Heart disease, the silent killer. John had always been the kind of man who never complained. At 76, he still got up early, read his newspaper with a cup of black coffee, and took a short walk around the neighborhood. He felt fine. Sure, he got winded a little faster these days, and climbing the stairs took more effort than it used to, but wasn't that just part of getting older? Then one morning, everything changed. John woke up feeling strange, a little dizzy, slightly nauseous, and unusually tired. He brushed it off, convinced it was just the heat. But within hours, his chest felt tight, his left arm ached, and he collapsed on the kitchen floor. By the time the paramedics arrived, it was almost too late. A heart attack. The doctors told John something that shocked him. His heart attack didn't just happen that morning. It had been building for years, the hidden danger lurking inside heart. Disease is the #1 cause of death after 70. And the scariest part, it doesn't always come with a warning. Most people imagine a heart attack as a dramatic, chest-clutching moment. But in reality, it creeps in silently, in the form of high blood pressure, blocked arteries, and a heart that's slowly weakening over time. The real problem? Many of the early signs of heart disease are brushed off as just aging. Feeling tired, just getting older, short of breath, probably out of shape, chest discomfort, maybe acid reflux. But these subtle symptoms are often your body's way of screaming for help. John didn't realize it, but his heart had been struggling for years. Decades of salty foods, lack of real exercise, and occasional stress had quietly damaged his arteries. By the time he felt anything serious, his heart was already in crisis mode. The good news, you have more control than you think. Here's what most people don't realize. Heart disease is largely preventable. Protect your heart with the right foods. John's diet had been filled with processed foods, salty snacks, and not enough of the good stuff, like leafy greens, nuts, and healthy fats. Over time, this clogged his arteries, making it harder for blood to flow freely. But the solution, a heart-healthy diet, is simple. Cut down on processed foods, eat more fruits, vegetables, and lean proteins. Replace unhealthy fats with heart-friendly ones like olive oil, salmon, and avocados. Keep moving. Even a little can save your life. The heart is a muscle. If you don't use it, you lose it. John had stopped being active years ago, and his heart grew weaker as a result. But studies show that even a daily 30-minute walk can dramatically reduce the risk of heart disease. Manage your blood pressure. High blood pressure is a silent killer. It damages your arteries without symptoms. But simple lifestyle changes, regular checkups, and reducing stress can keep it under control. John survived his heart attack, but many others don't get that second chance. The real takeaway? Heart disease isn't just about aging. It's about daily choices. And the best, Time to take care of your heart right now. Falls and injuries, the hidden epidemic. Mary had always been independent. At 78, she still cooked her own meals, took care of her garden, and even walked to the store when the weather was nice. She prided herself on staying active. But one night, everything changed. It was a small moment, something so simple, so ordinary. Mary got up from the couch to grab a glass of water, but as she turned, her foot caught on the corner of a rug. In a split second, gravity took over. She reached out to grab something, anything, but it was too late. The floor rushed up to meet her, and she felt a sharp, unbearable pain in her hip. Mary had fallen. By the time the ambulance arrived, she was in excruciating pain. The doctors told her she had fractured her hip, a common injury in older adults, but one that comes with devastating consequences. The real danger of falls. Falls are one of the most dangerous and overlooked health risks after 70. You might think it's just a fall, but for older adults, a single fall can change everything. A fractured hip can mean months in bed, surgery, and loss of independence. Head injuries can lead to permanent brain damage. Even minor falls often result in fear of falling again, causing people to move less, which increases the risk of another fall. And the worst part? Most people don't realize they're at risk until it happens to them. Falls happen suddenly, but the truth is, they start years before the accident. Weakening muscles, slower reflexes, poor balance, all of these slowly increase the risk of falling. But because these changes happen gradually, most people ignore them. What makes falls so common? After 71, loss of strength and balance. Muscles weaken with age, especially if you're not staying active. The less you move, the more unstable you become. Medication side effects. Many seniors take medications that cause dizziness or drowsiness. Blood pressure drugs, sleep aids, and even some pain relievers can make falls more likely. Home hazards, loose rugs, poor lighting, slippery floors, things that seemed harmless before can become deadly if you're not careful. Fear leads to more falls. After one fall, many seniors become afraid to move. But avoiding movement only makes muscles weaker, increasing the risk of future falls. It's a vicious cycle. How to reduce your risk, starting today. Strengthen your legs and core. Even small exercises like chair squats, balance drills, or leg lifts can cut your fall risk in half. Make simple home adjustments. Install handrails in bathrooms and stairways. Remove loose rugs or tape them down. Improve lighting in hallways and bedrooms. Review your medications. Talk to your doctor about side effects. Are any of your medications making you dizzy or lightheaded? If so, adjustments can be made. Keep moving. The more you move, the stronger and steadier you stay. Walking, stretching, or even gentle yoga can dramatically lower fall risk. Mary's reality check. Mary spent 3 months in a rehab facility after her fall. She eventually regained her strength, but life was never quite the same. She couldn't move as easily. She needed more help. She lost some of her independence, and that's the hardest part about falls. They take away your freedom. But here's the good news. Falls are not inevitable. A few small changes today can keep you independent for years to come, because one fall can change everything. Respiratory diseases, the oxygen crisis. At first, George didn't think much of it, a little shortness of breath when climbing the stairs, a mild cough that seemed to come and go. He chalked it up to getting older. After all, wasn't it normal to slow down at 74? Then one winter morning, everything changed. George woke up gasping for air. His chest felt tight, like an invisible weight was pressing down on it. He tried to take a deep breath, but it wasn't enough. By the time he reached the hospital, the doctors gave him the news: severe pneumonia. His weakened lungs had been struggling for months, and he never even realized it. Why breathing problems after 70 are so dangerous. Respiratory diseases are one of the top causes of death in seniors. And the scariest part, they often go unnoticed until it's too late. COPD, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, a slow, progressive disease that makes breathing harder over time. Pneumonia. A simple cold can turn deadly when it leads to lung infections. Weakened lungs, aging naturally reduces lung function, making infections harder to fight. What starts as a mild cough or occasional breathlessness can quickly spiral into severe lung disease. Why seniors are more at risk. Our lungs become weaker over time. As we age, lung tissue loses elasticity, making it harder to take deep breaths. Poor air quality. Decades of exposure to pollution, dust, smoke, and indoor irritants take a silent toll. Even inside your home, mold, pet dander, and cleaning chemicals can irritate the lungs. Lack of activity. The lungs are like muscles. If you don't use them, they weaken. Seniors who spend most of their time sitting are at higher risk of lung infections. How to protect your lungs and breathe easier. Stay active. Gentle exercise, like walking or stretching, keeps your lungs strong. Deep breathing exercises help improve lung function. Improve your air quality. Use an air purifier to remove dust and pollutants. Avoid smoke exposure. Even secondhand smoke can be deadly. Get vaccinated. Flu and pneumonia shots can dramatically reduce your risk. George was lucky. He survived, but it took months of rehab. To regain his strength, he wishes he had paid attention sooner. Don't wait until breathing becomes a struggle. Take care of your lungs now, because every breath you take should be a step toward a longer, healthier life. Stroke, the sudden killer. Margaret was on the phone with her daughter when it happened. 1 second, she was laughing. The next, her words started to slur. Her right hand felt weak, and the phone slipped from her grasp. When she tried to stand, her legs wouldn't cooperate. By the time her daughter realized something was wrong and called 911, the damage had already begun. Margaret was having a stroke, a sudden, silent killer that affects 1 in 4 adults over 70. Why strokes are so dangerous? A stroke happens when blood flow to the brain is suddenly blocked or a blood vessel bursts. When this occurs, brain cells begin to die within minutes. Some strokes are minor, causing temporary confusion or weakness. Others are catastrophic, leaving victims unable to speak, move, or even survive. The worst part? Most strokes could have been prevented. The hidden risks leading to a stroke. High blood pressure, the silent time bomb. For years, Margaret had high blood pressure, but she didn't feel sick, so she ignored it. Big mistake. High blood pressure weakens arteries, making them more likely to rupture or clog. Irregular heartbeat, AFib, a hidden threat. An irregular heartbeat can cause blood clots to form. If one of those clots travels to the brain, it can trigger a stroke. In an instant, poor diet and lack of movement, excess salt, unhealthy fats, and a sedentary lifestyle increase the likelihood of a stroke. Without movement, blood flow slows, increasing the risk of clots. How to lower your stroke risk? Starting today. Monitor your blood pressure. High blood pressure often has no symptoms. Check it regularly. Reduce salt and eat more leafy greens, nuts, and berries to keep arteries healthy. Stay active. Exercise improves circulation and keeps blood flowing freely. Even short daily walks can cut stroke risk dramatically. Know the warning signs. Fast. Method: face drooping, arm weakness, speech slurred, time to call 911 immediately. Margaret's wake-up call. Margaret survived her stroke, but she never fully recovered. Simple tasks became difficult. She wished she had acted sooner. Don't wait for a stroke to be your wake-up call. Your brain depends on the choices you make today. And one decision, right now could mean the difference between staying independent or facing a life-altering event. Cognitive decline, the silent thief. Tom had always been sharp. A retired teacher, he loved reading, solving crossword puzzles, and debating history with his friends. But over time, little things started slipping. First, he forgot names. Nothing unusual, he thought. Then, he couldn't remember where he had put his keys. One day, he found himself lost on a familiar street. His wife noticed the change, but Tom brushed it off. Just normal aging, he said, until the day he forgot how to make coffee. Something he had done every morning for 50 years. That's when reality hit. It wasn't just forgetfulness, it was something more. Why cognitive decline is so devastating. Memory loss isn't just about forgetting names or losing keys. As cognitive function declines, so does independence. Forgetting to take medications can lead to serious health complications. Leaving the stove on can result in a house fire. Getting lost can put a loved one in real danger. The worst part, by the time most people realize something is wrong, the damage is already underway. What causes cognitive decline? Lack of mental stimulation. The brain is like a muscle. If you don't use it, you lose it. A passive lifestyle speeds up decline. Poor diet and inflammation. Too much sugar and processed food increases brain inflammation, raising the risk of dementia. Healthy fats, antioxidants, and omega-3s support brain function. Isolation and loneliness. Seniors who lack social interaction decline 40% faster than those who stay connected. Depression and loneliness accelerate memory loss. Lack of physical activity. Movement increases blood flow to the brain, reducing dementia risk. Even light walking helps maintain cognitive function. How to protect your mind. Starting now. Stay mentally active. Read, learn new skills, do puzzles, or play strategy games. Keep moving. Exercise boosts brain health and slows mental decline. Eat brain-boosting foods. Leafy greens, berries, walnuts, and omega-3 rich fish like salmon help keep your brain sharp. 4. Stay social. Regular conversations strengthen memory and mental clarity. Join a club, volunteer, or simply spend time with loved ones. Tom's realization. Tom's memory loss didn't happen overnight. It was a slow, silent thief, but the biggest lesson: it's never too early or too late to start protecting your brain. Your mind is your greatest asset. Take care of it now, and it will take care of you for years to come. Most people believe that aging means losing control, that after 70, health problems are inevitable, that they just happen. But that's not the truth. The difference between those who stay strong, independent, and full of life versus those who struggle with chronic illness comes down to choices. Every single day, you have the power to strengthen your heart with the right foods and movement. Protect yourself from falls by staying active and making small home adjustments. Breathe easier by taking care of your lungs and avoiding pollutants. Reduce your stroke risk by managing blood pressure and staying mobile. Keep your mind sharp by staying mentally and socially engaged. None of these things require massive changes, just small, consistent actions that add up over time. You're not powerless. Your future is shaped by what you do today. So ask yourself, what's one change you can make right now? Because the sooner you take control, the stronger, healthier, and happier your years ahead will be. You deserve that. And it starts today. Now that you know the 5 biggest health risks after 70, and more importantly, how to prevent them, the question is, what will you do with this knowledge? Your future isn't set in stone. Every choice you make today shapes the years ahead. So, tell me in the comments, which of these 5 risks surprised you the most? Which one are you going to take action on first? Your engagement matters. If you found this information valuable, hit the like button. It helps this video reach more people who need it. And if you haven't already, subscribe and turn on notifications, so you never miss a life-changing video like this one. Also, if you have a friend, parent, or loved one over 70, share this video with them. This information could save a life. Remember, you're not powerless. Small steps today lead to a stronger, healthier future, and I want you to be part of that future. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Stay strong, stay healthy, and take control of your life, starting now.